precise human being. So Shabbat, Shalom. I think you all know me. I'm Nancy, and I'm leading services tonight. So we will start with a candle lighting. Linda Klein, who's board member, will do that for us.
Where's the prayer?
You can, oh, sorry, I forgot the page numbers because I got them right here. We're going to start, you want to do one of those? She'll do one of the readings on page 3, and blessings are on page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, b'tzivanu, lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Okay. So please join me as we read responsively on page 6. I'll read the first paragraph. We're at the top of the page on page 6, and I'll read the first paragraph, and then communally we can read the second paragraph. We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves.
Now we come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace and holiness wrapped around us as we cross into this
Weariness, doubt, flaws of our human hearts,
the harshness of the weak. Let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer.
Okay, now we will sing Hine Ma Tov at the top of page 10, and I'm using some music downloaded from Spotify because I am not a music leader. This is Hine Ma Tov, version by Alana Aryan. Oops, I don't know what I did. Here we go. We'll try again. No. It's running an advertisement now. I don't know what I did. Okay. We are going to try again. I'm not good at doing this. I don't do Spotify hardly ever at home for myself, so I'm not super talented. Barry does it, but I don't. Okay, well now I can't find it, so we are going to skip Hine Ma Tov.
Why don't we sing it?
Well, can you sing it? Can somebody lead it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yahad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yahad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yahad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yahad. Tovu Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yahad.
Very nice. Thank you all. I am not the most musical person at all. Please rise for Barhu on page 28. Barhu at Adonai Hamurah.
Baruch Adonai Hamurach Leolam Vaed.
Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom our praise is due now and forever. Okay, now please turn to page 30. And let's read together in English at the bottom of the page. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are our creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night, distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Sepha'ot is your name, ever-living God. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings sun in the evening. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Barurim. Okay, so please turn to page 33, and we'll read responsively the section at the bottom of the page. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol.
All these things your Torah gives to us.
Yes. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives.
What could be a truer token of your abiding love?
Then this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohel Alo Israel. Okay, please rise as you are able as we recite the Shema, the watchword of our faith. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. For Israel, is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavod, Malkuto Leolam Vaed. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Okay, you can sit down now and let's read the Via Hafta together. Via Hafta et Adonai Elohecha, B'kol Levacha, B'kol Meodecha, V'hirim Ha'elet, Asher Hayom Al Medecha, V'nishvam, Medecha, V'tibarta Bam, V'nishka, V'techa, V'lechtecha, V'derek, Ushkahal, Umlekek, Ukshartam Laot, Yandeka, V'hula Totafot, V'aneka, Uktavtam, Amuzuzot, V'techa, Ushareka, Laman, Skaru, V'asitem, et Kol Mitzvotai, V'hitem Kadoshim, Levhechem. Ani Adonai, Asher Hotzei et Hem Mitzrayim. Leot Lachem Leohim, Ani Adonai Levhechem. Okay, please turn to page 39, and we'll read responsively again. Oops. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe that we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot.
That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the light of the way of our promised path.
that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Okay, we're going to try Spotify again for Mika Mocha on page 40. Oh, they really like their ads on Spotify, don't they? No, I got it. We're going to do Mika Mocha by Rick Recht. It's one of my favorites. Well, I'm working on it. It's loading. It's loading, loading, loading. Okay. I don't know why it's... Do you know how to do this, Katerina? Do you know what I'm doing wrong?
Well, yours and your mine.
Either one, just a version of Mika Mocha.
Here. Mine is free, so go ahead, type in whatever you need.
Okay, thank you. And I even practiced doing this the other night.
You just need to turn up the volume on the side.
Okay.
Nancy,
Uh-huh.
Kelly says they can't hear the other mic. We can only hear you. We can only hear Nancy's mic.
Huh, okay. Well, he is not coming up. Yes, if you could lead it, sorry. La, 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 oh, say fella. Oh, say fella.
Which one were you going to do?
Rick Rack, it's the one marked down on his playlist.
This one? If
Yeah.
you can hook to that, mine works pretty well.
Okay. Well, she's doing it already.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
the next one.
Okay. Do you have his playlist?
No. If you give me that, I can hook up to
Okay.
that. And then you can tell me ahead. You might need to disconnect.
Okay. Oh, say fella. It is that one. Okay, we're working on our technical stuff. So let's go to page 43. And we're going to read together at the top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in your thoughts, that we may lay down in peace and raise up wanting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haparisakot shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Israel, Baruch Shalom. Okay, so let's go to page 55. The nice thing when you lead services is you get to pick the readings you like best. So we're doing the ones I like best tonight. Okay, we will read the passage on the bottom half of page 55 responsively. Disturb us, Adonai, ruffle us from our complacency. Make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from shunning of horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Okay, please turn to page 58. And I'll read this one. You guys don't have to work hard. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. Okay. Please turn to 61, and we can read together our prayer for peace at the top of 61. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a sanctuary of peace and among the nations. Happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship. Plant friends of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home, heart. Praise you, one who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai HaMorech Edom Israel. Shalom. Okay, now we will read the Mishaberach list. On our list this week are Fran Skall, Paul Tackett, Diane Levine, Hosea Haberman, Adam Carrico, Sherry Davies, Chloe Hong, Leah Dolman, Joe Flaxman, Malia Willis, Judy Yesovich, Scott Payton, Ellen Goldwyn, Linda Rannick, Rabbi Chet Diamond, John Lermit, the men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces, the men and women of the IDF, the hostages who've been held in Gaza for 497 days, the Israelis who continue to be displaced from their homes, and the Palestinians who are suffering because of the war started by Hamas, and the people of Ukraine. When my eyes meet yours, if you have anyone to add to that list, please do so. So we will sing the Mishaberach together. I do, but I don't know if it'll work. Do you have one?
Yeah, I mean, if you tell me which one it is.
Just do Debbie Friedman. Yeah. And Mishaberach can be found on page 253. No, that's not right. It's not on 253. No, 253. I was looking at 353. It's a long day, apparently. 353.
Can you type it in there?
Yeah.
I can't spell it.
Teamwork is the dream work.
Here,
Misha.
just put it up there.
Okay.
There it is, Debbie Friedman.
Yep, we got it. That's the one I had too. Oh, it's going in our car. We could probably, this is one we know well enough, we could probably sing it together.
Let's do that.
Okay. Is it go? Oh,
Just a second.
oh, she's got it. Katarina's got it. We'll just do it this way.
May the source of strength bless the one before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
I love that version by her. She's wonderful. And I am sorry, I missed the Amidah. Are you guys okay if we go back and do it? Yeah, I was like, oh, such is life, right?
Tell me the next song too.
Any version of this one you can find. Okay, please rise for the Amidah. We're on page 46, and we do the even numbered pages through 52. changing a lot of order today, so let's take a moment for silent prayer, and then we will conclude this portion of the service with O Say Shalom on 62 in a moment. Oh, say shalom, bimroma, uyas, say shalom aleinu, ve'akol Israel, ve'immeru, amen. Oh, say shalom, bimroma, uyas, say shalom aleinu. Say shalom, leinu, ve'akol Israel, ve'immeru, amen. Now we have the Devar Torah. This week's portion is Mishpatim, and if you come tomorrow morning at 10:30, Sheila will chant Torah, read Torah for us, so I encourage you. This portion follows last week's, where last week's portion ended with the giving of the Ten Commandments. Mishpatim is filled with a whole mess of rules, a whole lot of them. It starts with rules, has the way God is to be worshiped, whole lot of rules on slavery and serfdom, laws dealing with various types of injury, making reparations for that. Goes on to cover laws on property, moral behavior, ways to worship, rules about dietary consideration, including that really well-known passage that we don't boil a kid in its mother's milk. It also is a Torah portion that affirms God's covenant with the Jewish people. As you know, there's lots of instances in the Torah where we question God, and we question Moses a whole lot of times as we were having all those years wandering in the wilderness, or Midbar, as it is also known. Instead of doing a traditional Devar Torah tonight, I wanted to read you a poem by Rabbi Yael Levi about this Torah portion, because it expresses to me better than anything I could write as far as the Devar Torah. And as we do on Passover, this is a portion that brings together our past, our present, and our future. And this is a book I use every week for my personal Torah study called Directing the Heart. And it's all poems and then meditation suggestions related to the Parsha. This is called Mishpatim Practices. Across the sea, down from the mountain, now in the Midbar, the vast uncharted wilderness, how do we discern the path? For so long we served the Pharaoh, we bowed to all that oppressed us, to all that kept our hearts hardened and our souls enslaved. For so long we were in a narrow place where the confines of demands or shoulds and have-tos shaped our thoughts, our actions, and our deeds. The soul enslaved can't help but be narrow, can't help but be driven by its own stories, its own pain. The soul enslaved puts itself at the center and can't find capacity to care about anything or anyone else. The mystery calls, free yourself by serving me, discern the path by serving what is ultimate, by giving yourself to what is true. The soul cries, how will we recognize the way? How will we break through what has been for so long? How will we find and keep returning to what is ultimate? Make a commitment to practice, the mystery instructs. Set intentions, be disciplined. Devote your time and energy to this effort. Take on practices that call for focus and awareness, practices that challenge habitual behavior and help cultivate an expansive perspective and calm mind. Take on practices that direct your attention beyond yourself, that call you into relationship and awaken concern and responsibility for the well-being of others. Make a commitment to practice and you will know I am with you, the mystery calls. At times, the path will be narrow and the way forward confusing and unclear. Do your best to stay true to your commitments, and when you fall short, practice forgiveness and compassion. Look for me in the midbar, in the vast, uncharted wilderness. Know that I am there and practice so as to notice me. For behold, I send messengers before you to guard you on your way and bring you to the place I have prepared. So I like that very much. So now Linda Klein is going to share a whole lot of announcements with us. We got a whole mess of them.
Both sides? Shabbat Shalom. So Shabbat services will be held tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m., led by Sheila. Friday night services will begin at 6:30 p.m. starting March 1st. Our next Mahjong game for beginners and pros will take place at Temple Shalom this coming Sunday from 1 to 3. The time has changed, it used to be 2 to 4. We now have an AED automated external defibrillator at Temple Shalom, hanging right outside of the auditorium. We all have the opportunity to be trained in using this device on Thursday, February 27th at 7:30 p.m. We will also be trained in a course called Stop the Bleed. Please join us to learn life-saving skills. Mark your calendar for Friday, February 28th, 7 p.m., when we will have our annual Highest Refugee Shabbat. This year's guest speaker will be David Fink, Executive Director of JFCS. He will speak on welcoming the stranger, Jewish Louisville's continued commitment to immigrants and refugees. Congregants will participate in the service and an oneg will follow. Parent and Teen Anti-Semitism Workshop is Sunday, March 2nd at 3 p.m. at The Temple. Join us for a session to discuss and understand how to address anti-Semitism in schools. Program is free, but registration is required. And please share with your friends who may be interested and who have rising Jewish teens. Rabbi Ken Cantor, a recognized expert on the contributions of Jews to American music, will be Temple Shalom's scholar in residence on March 14th and 15th. He will speak during Friday night services on the history of Reform Judaism and the role Louisville played. That sounds pretty interesting. Services start at 6:30 p.m. and there will be an oneg following. On Saturday at 7 p.m., we will enjoy an energetic cabaret sing-along of melodies from Tin Pan Alley, the name for a 20th century group of popular New York songwriters and music publishers. That also sounds very interesting. Oh my gosh. Save the date for 2 fun events coming in March. A community-wide Purim extravaganza will be held on March 16th at KI from 12 to 3. And we still need volunteers. You can go online and sign up for an hour-long segment to supervise games, serve food, and do other things to help the day go smoothly. Please consider signing up for 1 hour shift. I'm doing the quiet room, the coffee, which I jumped right on that real quickly. On March 23rd at 3:30 p.m., we will be having a tie-dye-anu, and it is going to be here at Temple Shalom, led by Mark Smith. All you need to do is bring a white cotton t-shirt, wash it before you bring it so that the dye will take to it quickly. RSVP and to Slava. And then Cooking with Eden and Kyla. The next class is March 27th. This is the second one, I believe, from 7 to 8:30 at the JCC. During each cooking class, hosted by the two, you will make a different dish. Did you go to that? So it was pretty, and Mark went too. He brought home some delicious bread. Everyone who attends will participate in making the dish, will cook or bake it at home. The cost is $7 for each class. And this is intended for adults. Moving Temple Shalom forward, join hostesses with the mostesses, Jen Jacobson and Nancy Rennick, on Sunday, March 30th, 3 p.m. at Temple Shalom, when you get to share your ideas for what you want from your congregation. RSVP to Jennifer or Nancy. And almost finished. Save the date, Tree Fest, April 19th from 11 to 3, an Arbor Day celebration at Petersburg Park. I think that's off Newburgh Road. Please join us for this year's annual Yom HaShoah event on Wednesday, April 23rd from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the Temple. This year's theme is Lador Vador and will be student-led as we commemorate the 80th anniversary of the end of the Shoah. And let's see, you do need to register for that. It says click here, but I guess that's online. You'll be able to see where to register. And I think that's it. Join us in the lobby for Kiddush and Motzi after services. Shabbat Shalom.
Good job. I told you it's a lot of, we got a lot going on around here. And thank you to Linda for being on the bema, Sheila for leading some music, and Laurie for streaming today. Okay, so now we have Elenu, which starts on top of 282. We do 284 and then 287. Please rise. Bottom, sorry. Sorry, okay, bottom. 282. now we turn to the Kaddish, the portion of our service where we remember our departed loved ones. And I chose to do the reading at the top of page 289, and then I'll read the Kaddish list. In nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that growth and decay, life and death, all reveal a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Under God's protection we abide, and by God's love we are comforted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. So, in the coming days, we mark the following yard sites, and if you are here to recite Kaddish, please rise when your loved one's name is read. Seymour Bergman, Esther Bloom, Jesse W. Fenwick, Milton Greenbaum, William Skip Haynes, Irma Isler, Eva Jacobson, Judy Lynn Lahaki, Charles Rosenthal, Vida Safkovich, Nathan Wasserman, Molly Weinberger, and we are in a period of Shiva for David Doctorow, father of Matt Doctorow. So please join me in the Kaddish, and we all rise together on page 294. Yikadav v'yikadash shemei rabah, Roma yirakeh mikmakute, v'aykai Bagala Usman Kari Vemru Ame. Yesh Rabbi Mishach Maya. Isbarak Vishtapak Vistamar Visaman Vidnase Visadar Vitalai Vitalal Sheme Shabrihu. Lela Min Kol Virta Vishrata Tushbahata Vinetamata Damra. Vemru, Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya. V'keim Aleinu v'Yakol Israel Vemru, Amen. O say Shalom Bimramav Huya say Shalom Aleinu v'Yakol Israel Vemru, Amen. And our closing song today, because again I get to pick, we picked my favorite. We're going to do La Isa Goy. If it works. We're going to try it. I don't either. English is, nations shall not take up sword against nations. They shall never study again war. So Shabbat Shalom. Please
Shabbat
join
Shalom.
us for Kiddush and Motzi in the lobby. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Next time, I'm going to bring our thing from home instead. This is Rabbi's. It belongs in the office.
It's so weird because it wouldn't, it's like connected, but it should be. Let's see.
Yeah, I had to download an app.
No, I mean, I have one of
Yeah.
these things